Everybody, welcome back to Regrowth Revisited, episode 18 with me, Sid. And as I said, continuing on with this pack from 16, didn't stop there. This is the last week I'll be doing double shifts of Regrowth Revisited because we are starting Season 5 of Rusty Gears. So we'll be going to one episode a week on the Saturday for the time being. This is an episode where I've really not done much in between episodes. I have cast most of the seared stone into seared stone bricks because manual. Horrible. So, what am I aiming to do this episode? Well, I am aiming to get into, and I'm going to guess that still hasn't got opened up, whatever the hidden quest is there. Teachers has got something new. Okay, well, we need the distilling quest line, okay. Enables. This is what we need. 26 coke oven bricks, which is 4 of the seared bricks and a whole load of sand each. So that's what I've been preparing for there. We do want to kind of move off in these technological directions. And I do need to kind of kill a few of these little bits. Plus we need to finish off these 4 seeds. But the thing I really need to do is I need to move my Britannia setup over to here, because this version of Britannia does actually drain the pool constantly. And that has gone down quite a bit. So what I'm going to need to do is get some sparks on that. My plan, basically, I'm going to move this pool over here. We're going to stick a 3x3 of mana pools. I don't know, say around about here-ish. And then what we will do is we will put sparks on all of these. We're going to make some generation over here. I suppose I could move you, couldn't I? And we could have the agglomeration plate kind of here and the array over here. A nice little gap down the middle. We'll put spark on that then, and then we can distribute the mana out accordingly. Or maybe I'll put them there and we put the generation down this side, so it kind of moves into all of these. But anyway, we need to do that. So it's going to be less about quests this episode and more about just reorganising, although we might try and squeeze the odd quest out, like coke ovens. First things first, mana pools. Let me have a look at the only one any mana. Do I need I'd like a fabulous mana pool. That's Shimmer Rock, which you get from... What's in a fabulous mana pool? Why is there a fabulous... The Everlasting Guilty Pool? I don't think we can make that. Right, you are just Living Rock. And I should have some, but it doesn't matter because I can always make more. Let's have a look. We've got a little bit of Living Rock. And we've got some more upstairs. That's actually 5. That's a start. Boom. Let's just do you. And then let me have a look at stone. Is there a way I can craft stone? No, actually. That's surprising. Okay. I mean, I've got all these various elemental things, and they don't craft stone. Surprising. There you go. Have half of that. You have the other half. And cook. Right, so what we need to do, I think, to start with, is let's get our receptacle area set up. And I think we shall put you about... I think we'll go here. Now the middle one is actually going to have the catalyst in it. I need to go and do that, don't I? Because the catalyst is a pain, but it's really handy as well. So what you really want is a pool that can be used for the catalyst. And the catalyst is not actually installed. That means I've got you put away somewhere safe. Like there. Yeah, because we're nearly down to our last 5 things. We'll get there. This is not going to be a rapid thing, but now, can I use a spark on the? I think I probably can. There you go, catalyst. So pop you back down there. So I need some more mana pools, but what we'll do is we'll go and drain that one first. I should have a mana tablet. I do. Got one with a little bit of mana in it. We'll keep that, just so we're. And then we can start to think about what we're doing. Now, I did think about 16 Ender Flames, but I'm actually wondering whether I should go with one which has got 4 Thermal Lilies. However, I would like to take that way, and we'll get you drained and put into the pools over there. Well, actually, I'll go and grab another. Another one of those, because I'll take that pool over there. That's probably the best option, isn't it? I'm going to guess you can't do them over the thermal. The sparks over the thermal lilies would be probably OP, I suspect. Right, there's one. Empty. There's 2. And that was missing the dirt. Okay, fine. That was very lazy of me. So then what we're going to do is we'll start off with generator number 1, which I'm going to place, and I'm going to try and get some of these torches out of the way as well and replace with some glowstone or something. So let us go there. And when we shall put this into here. Because these torches are ugly. One thing. Should be almost full. And then that one. Boop. There we go. So that's all done. You should be able to put one of those away. The other one can go back away. You should be almost empty. That's fine. Right. Then we need to grab you and these 6 thermal lilies. Let's make a couple more thermal lilies while we're at it. Not ender flames. Endo flame is 2 brown, red, and light grey. 2 brown, red, and light grey, and mystical stuff, which I'm going to need to make. I'm sure I don't have any. 2 brown, red, and light grey. 2 brown, red, and light grey. We're going to need a couple of gunpowder to make those in. And I'm going to need a couple of seeds. Then I need, wow, bit of a lag there. I also need to grab 2 of these, because we're going to want a water source over there. Might as well take my daisy. And while we're at it, we might as well take that lot. And that's essentially everything. I'm going to quickly sleep. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to make this blend in a little more, so I've kind of thrown some leaves on it. That also gives me the opportunity to throw a little bit of foliage down and put some glowstones under it, which we'll come back to. But that kind of eliminates will allow me to eliminate some torches from that area. And looks a little bit like a brown wig, a green wig, but you know, there you go. But it also allowed me to hide a water pool there. Now I realise I could get a rod of the sea, and that would be equally as valid. But I think we need one, two. I need you to be that. And there we go, and then we should be able to and that gives us the 8 for this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about there, I think. We shall bind that to that. And then we shall place. Now, if I place you there, that doesn't interfere with the mana, does it? I don't think. I hope it doesn't. And then what we can do just here is that can come out. I can definitely use some of these for glowstone. And we've got stuff in my inventory that I've still got the runic altar to go down as well. I cleared out the living rock from underneath that I used as a temporary block. So we're getting there. Now I need to throw some coal on it. Let me go and pull that together. Might as well go and harvest the current coal crop. Boop, 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 boop. Now thermal lilies, I think, are going to be slightly different, aren't they? They are. It is thermal lilies that is the lava eating one. That will consume some runes. That's the cost. But I think if we look at the thermal lily entry, generating flora, begonia. Dan, that's the game of life thing. Enderflame, Entropinium is the TNT generator. Gorgomeralis is the one that eats food. Hydrangeas are a passive degenerating one. Cakeimurus eats cake. The Munchdo eats leaves. And that's probably not a good idea to put in a thing that's got walls made out of leaves. And our Slimus goes in slime chunks. Nightshade is the version of the Daybloom. The Rafflesia. Once upon a time, the peasants of the nation enjoyed enormous fields of dayblooms and knifeblooms and hydrangeas, and lowly citizens relished the free intake of mana provident from the things they were happy with it in their ignorance. That was so long ago. One day, however, the plebeians woke up to their prized gardens withered away and all their work turned into dead bushes. Revolted at the betrayal of their gods, the men and women of the nation exclaimed in a single voice, "Passive flowers are useless now." Also, they believed soon, though, the ingenious sages would find out the recipe for a flower that can make use of these so deprecated. This flower was called the Rafflesia. It will find any place on the floor and destroy them. However, there are diminishing returns. Okay, so it eats. I've never used it. Rosa Arcana is at the cost of experience. Spectrolius, tones of wool, but you have to basically move through. Taint Thistle is taint from magical experiments, and the Thermal Lily is lava. After absorbing the lava, the flower will produce mana for around about 45 seconds. After it stops, it needs a bit of time, around 5 minutes, to cool down before it can absorb more lava. And if I remember rightly, the amount is during the period is extremely high. During the cooldown, if it were to absorb any lava, it consumes it generally, blah blah blah. So there is ways to make that, automate that, which we can do later. But right now, what I just need to do is, well, I need to go and get some coal and get those things generating. So let me put the coal away, and then grab a couple of stacks. Oops, no. Wow, did I? Wow, I haven't got that much coal. I've used it all. Alright, we're just going with one stack for now then. I'm going to have to start harvesting that, aren't I? Yep. 10 blocks. Well, we'll do for now. You can go in there. I do need you and you. Plus we need to make more mana pools. We then need to get into the mana spreading system. But I do need to be generating some mana, so let's just get that underway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And we've got 8 of these things producing. No, it's going to be pretty good. Right, I need to... Let's go get some glowstone for starters. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, glowstone is in. There's a piece of glowstone under here. There is a piece of glowstone just down here under a leaf. There's glowstone under the mana pools in a few places. Glowstone under the fence in a few places. And we've eliminated some, but not all of the torches. So that's fine. That's doing its thing, and, you know, slowly. So, how do I want to get this thing running? See, I can... Let me get rid of that for a second. I can get the ender flame, the thermal lilies, that's fine. We're possibly wanting floating thermal lilies just to be on the safe side, that's kind of a thing. We can then use a hovering hourglass from Britannia to time a dispenser. So, what I need to do, I think, I need to get rid of that. I need to empty my inventory a little bit. That's what I need to do. Is, I don't want that bucket anymore. That's just a waste of space. Everything else is not a waste as well. That's a waste of space. I'll keep the sapling. So let's start off with one hovering hourglass. So 4 gold, a mana steel, and 2 mana glass. 2 mana glass. A mana steel. I haven't got actually any mana glass in there, have I? No, I don't. That is fine. I'll just leave you there for now. Actually, we'll put you away as well. I'll hide those leaves. That needs to go. Dirt can go in there. Everything else is good and wonderful. Okay. Do you know I can drop that flint? I'm not using that anymore. Except for the felling axe, which potentially I'll never use again. Well, not as a flint one anyway. We'll just stop you in there for now. I think that tidies myself up a little bit. Yeah, right, 4 gold. One, two, three, 4. So what we need to do is we need to work it out, because it's a 5-minute cooldown and then 45 seconds of mana generation, which is essentially 6 minutes, give or take. And with that in mind, I think we need to make a dispenser and get a bucket of water and do an experiment. Because if we look at the entry for the hovering hourglass. Natural apparatus? No. This is always the fun bit, finding it. Basics? No. Hovering hourglass? This is the reason we need this, is we need to know the timings. Not a floating hourglass, is it? No. Nope. There it is. Okay, so it's up to a stack of red sand. Red sand or soul sand can be added by right-clicking. Right-clicking it again removes it. The sand will then fall from one of the chambers into the other. When it's done, it releases a single redstone pulse and turn over, starting the process again. The amount of time for each pulse is dependent on what type. Sand will count for 1 second, red sand for 10 seconds, and soul sand for 1 minute per. So if I want... I think what I'm actually after is 6 soul sand. Which I believe I can make using essence of nether. So that gives me 8. I've probably actually got some somewhere here. And so we need to do you. So oh, 2 redstone. That I have got. Redstone. So if I did this with sand, it would be 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to just do that. Now I need a dispenser. For a dispenser I am going to need a bow, but it needs to be a fixed bow. So 1, 2, 3. Dispenser is still just a bow and cobblestone, isn't it? Oh, and a blob of redstone. Damn it. It's upstairs again. 1 blob of that. I'll sleep in a minute. Cobblestone 7. And there's our dispenser. Then all we need is a bucket of water, which will be buckets of lava in the final thing. That will then run for about an hour per flame, per lily. Now the question is, can I... Hello? There's a spider out there, so we definitely got spawns. I'm not seeing anybody else. What we'll do is we'll use the natural physics of Minecraft to test this out. So if I place you there and I get myself a bucket of water, then I put you down with 6 seconds on the clock. What that should do... Now obviously in the case of water it's going to pick it back up again, which is fine. However, if this were lava, what it'll do is that Thermalily will then eat it. So I think that will power one Thermalily more than adequately. Now the question is, can I make it so the other Thermalily, if there was 4 for example, and they were separated from each other, they would go, the nearest one would get priority, perhaps? There's only one way to find out, isn't there? Let's start off with the Thermalily. Red to orange, fire and earth, and seeds. Fire, earth, red to orange, and a seed. Let me go and grab a seed. Boo, boo, boo. There. And then I also want a few buckets. That's what I want. Can I? The problem with this is there's a chance it will try to use a bucket which has been. I've got an idea. Let's not waste iron. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buckets worth. Cook those. Fill them with lava, and they will destroy themselves. So when it's empty, it will just not do anything. That is scarily clever for me. Right, let's get this Thermalily built. Also, go and harvest some coal in a minute and make another one. I'd like you to be a floating one though, that's a definite. So for a floating Thermalily I need to make pastures, so I just need to grab myself some grass. Well, luckily there's a whole load of grass over there I actually need to clean up because I had an ant spawn and they apply bone meal effect as they walk around, which is great except when you don't want bone meal when they walk around. So let's just do that. I might as well just grab myself a whole bunch of pasture seeds because I'm going to want them anyway. I'll borrow out of this one. By the time we finish this, we're going to have lots of sparks and everything anyway, so that's the thing. Dirt and a glimmering, which is glowstone and a flower, okay. Back in a moment. Right, well, we need to do a few things. First things first, we need to feed those. Then we need to go and throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those through. On 2 of those to get myself 1 of those. That may have triggered a quest, it may not. That probably wants 10 ingots. Yeah, we'll need to do those. That's something later. What we can do then is we can make an elven mana spreader because I think we're going to need the increased speed for this. I also need to sleep because typical. I've got my buckets, so we also need to craft ourselves some lava buckets, and well, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so what I want to do is I would like to, let me go and place my thing here, my thing. That's going to go to this, and that is going to go to this, which will take out that in a moment. You should be bound. To that. Where are you binding to then? I'm going to put you down again. Maybe there. No. You just got into a mana pool, haven't you? Let's get this in. Because we're going to have another, probably 2. And then we'll put the pool over here, and then it can, maybe over there. I'm not happy with that positioning, actually. And I'm also not happy with the fact I picked up that torch, because I know that I've just introduced a whole load of unpleasantness. Right, let's get this down. In fact, let's get this down and get a mana pool in. Because that's going to be the thing. If I put a mana pool here, then I place my you there, you to that, then we have you here, and that is now bound to that. Okay, that's working. So we can take you and we can place you down. Now here's a question. Does glowstone pass through a dispenser or not? Does light, I should say, pass through a dispenser? No, it does not. Okay. That's fine. So we need a alternative. Well, we'll just pop you there for now. Oh, I needed that. Idiot. Did I? No, I didn't. I just need 9 buckets of lava. Let's go and see whether this works, or do I need to make them and scoop them out of a vat? One or the other. One or the other. I do need to put them into a vat and scoop them out. Well, that's fine. This is what I'm paying for the ability to 1, 2, 3 to control the dispensers to make it stop when it's empty. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, if this is all things being equal, this should start working in around 6 minutes. Bit of a pain to test, but there you go. But it does give me time to... Let me just get this lot going. So that will plop there. That will eat it. You will do that in about 6 minutes. And you will continue to make me things. So I need to put in a few more things. Can I? I could probably put a glowstone under there. That's not a glowstone. I've got these chiseled ones. In some versions, chiseling glowstone made it so when you went to pick it up, it didn't break, and that seems to be quite a reasonable thing. Seems okay. It's another touchdown. Excellent. And then we need to do and that will go there and there. So I need one more mana pool, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But I need 9 plus 2 is 11, 12, 13. Less 1, 12 sparks. Sparks are cheap, so we'll go and make those, but we then need to make 2 I think it's recessive we want, which we will place on the mana pools here, and they will distribute to all of the pools over there, and these. So in theory these should stay live, as long as they don't consume more than I generate. That's doing its thing. Let's leave it to it. I'll be back in a second. Alright, the lava should either have gone off or be about to go off. I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like it's gone off yet. This is almost there. I've got sparks, I've got the stuff I need to make the recessive things, but I want to just check that this works. So, remember, it's got to take 6 minutes between triggers, and it didn't place it. Oh, God, that's so annoying. Why didn't that place? Is it because it can't place from a clay bucket? Okay. There I was thinking I was so damn clever. Item was that. I'm wondering if there is any way for me to filter a hopper. There's various ways I can do it with buckets. Fishing, I don't think that's anything useful. Or that. We're not even there anyway, so Buildcraft Transport is not going to help me. A filtered buffer must be a little bit out of our league at the moment. So at the moment my only option is to really do that. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm going to have a think about that, but let's just, I mean, if you look at the Elven Mana Spreader is struggling to keep up with the generation of this thing. So let's just see what one thing does. While we're at it, we can go in and we can place a spark here, here. I got some more coal essence. Here, 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 and here. And also here. I believe there is a spark there, yes, it's up there, look, and here, and eventually it will get itself to where it needs to be. Well, that didn't feel like 45 seconds to me. Maybe it was, who knows. So we definitely need more than one, but I need to come up with a way to get and power that. In the meantime, what I need to do is go and chuck 2 ender pearls through this portal, and then we can make ourselves 2 recessive rune augments, which we will place here. Look, that goes boomph, and now that's been, every single one has got a equal amount of that in it, but this one should be empty. Got a little bit, there's not enough for it to distribute, and then we can do that one, and this is now filling out to all of those. That one's now nearly empty, and these ones are all nearly full. Now that means this really is, oh, I used that one a bit, didn't I? So as long as I keep feeding these, they'll get some mana, and these pools we can, you know, we can work it out, I'm sure. Okay, well, while I think about that thing, what I should actually, I don't really want, no, because it's just going to spit it out, isn't it? That's so annoying. Especially seeing as you don't get a full thing of coal. Decisions. What do we do for mana generation? Entrepinium is fun. Just a stupid question. Let me just let's have a look at some. Let me just, in fact, there used to be a whole load of options in some of this. Anyway, let me just have a think. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I need some sand. We're going to get this coke oven quest done. I'm going to console myself with a quest. That should be enough. It's also night time. I've been feeding. I've just fed the lava thing. I'm wondering whether I can do some kind of automation of a Cacamurus, but I'm going to have a little play, I think, because it's a long time since I've really done Botania in anger. Beyond, you know, the basics, and I think that could be. Let me just do something like this, and then we can go over here. I'm going to get rid of that emerald. That's useless to me now. So I could make a gem mold and cast it, but given that in the time it takes me to make a gem mold and cast it, my emerald crop will have probably generated more emeralds than is in the smeltery. But I don't see a great deal of point. So I did put in 4 stacks of stone. That was enough to, in theory, make all of the things if it 26 blocks of stuff. So that's the bit we are working on. We need to get to the blast furnace so we can work on the rutile ore to get the titanium. That should be a whole bunch of those. It is. I can break you to make you forget all of that emerald. That's all good. And then we can place in. That should give me, I need 26, don't I? Please be right. I've actually got slightly more than I need. We'll leave those for a moment. We can come out of here. What the world enables. Coke oven bricks. Claim. That didn't open up anything. Interesting. I was expecting a blast furnace. Anyway, we do need to place that in the world. Where do we place it? That's a good question. I really don't know. It's an ugly thing. Just a big old square box. I suppose if I wanted to, I could just... Let's have a... Make sure F7's on, and then we can 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boop, and then boop, 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 with a boop, 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 and that means I can then throw that away, and I can place you there. I don't know whether I've got any of those little nooks on me, have I? No, but I better know where I can find some. In here somewhere. Did I? Have I done nooks actually? Maybe I haven't done. No, I haven't done nooks in. It's all right. Ignore me. One of the drawbacks of recording a number of series is you do forget a number of important things, like have I done glowstone nooks? And the big old answer to that is, of course you haven't. So for now, bonk, bonk. While we work out how we're going to work all of this. So we can at least make whole coke, which burns for longer, as I recall. And we can use that in the blast furnace, but we don't have a blast furnace. We need to make a blast furnace. The blast furnace requires more brick construction blocks, infernal bricks from railcraft, which we make how? Infernal cobblestone. How do I make infernal bricks? Well, you know what? I suspect the answer is probably somewhere around here. So that's the thing. So I need to keep on working on the Britannia quest. We need to come down this line. There's only that really there, which is things, but the Sky Stone, which is obviously a custom menu, is going to allow me to trade for various bits, so we'll get that done. But I'll check how long I've been recording and I'll be back in a sec. Oh well, I think I'm going to have a little think about my thing. If this can place... Let me just have those out. I'm going to go and just make a cake. I'm just curious. It also occurs to me that I can burn blaze rods there. They should work off of blaze rods. It's fuel, just the same as everything else. But let's go make a cake. The problem is cakes are a pain to make, and I think that's why the cake Amurus is, I think, is quite a good source of mana, and it should be, because obviously cake is a pain to make, as previously stated. Let me just make sure I can remember how to make cake. I think I've said previously that I don't always remember as well as maybe I should do. But if I had a wheat crop going, it doesn't have to be a particularly good one. If I had a couple of sugar canes fields going, you know, just half a dozen, then we're good. We don't need to make a lot of space. We could actually have the means to place a cake in the world. And this I suppose is the question. Can you place a cake, or do you just drop it on the floor? Give me a button. You just throw it on the floor. So are dispensers just considerably worse than they used to be? Or am I misremembering something? Because I'm sure the dispenser could do more than that. I mean, a Kekamur is what? Pixie dust? Oh, we need to use a rune of gluttony. It's expensive to make them. That's not too bad. I've had worse. I'm running out of inventory space. That is problematic. But you know what? I've got time. Let's throw a cake together. A Cakeamur is not a cake, you know, a thing. Back in a moment. Actually, this will give me a chance to test something as well. I've got my, because I hadn't set up my runic altar, and I didn't know whether I could actually, no. You can't, I don't think. That's going to be a bit more problematic. These pools are not that full. I may have to borrow from that one. Just temporarily. Until I get all of these things. I've got to work out my mana production. It is shot. At the moment, I've really, I think I've dropped the ball on this, to be honest. But that's fine. We'll bind that to that. We shall make ourselves another Rune of Gluttony. There should be plenty of mana for that. And for the Cakeamuris, I also need a pixie dust. Brown, orange and white. Okay, I'll get that, be back in a sec. Alright, last experiment of the day. Another Rune of Gluttony. I'm going to pick you up. I don't really want a mana system hanging out about there. We'll just place you there for now. Doesn't really matter. What we actually want is a bucket. And we need to go 2 orange, 2 brown, 2 white, Rune of Gluttony, pixie dust, seeds, after school something or other. Place you down, you should have bound to that, and then we shall give you cake. You see, I can see the possibilities for this, especially once we get into applied energistics. I mean, that is going at a rate. It's overwhelming the Elven mana spreader. Still, or was. Now, how much did it create? Probably not a huge amount individually. But I suppose the question is, let me just take 8 of these. I'm just curious. I've not tried blaze rods with these. It should work. And the question is, how long do they last comparatively? But okay, well, my plans have kind of been on a bit hourly. But a bit awry, if you like, a little bit off. But we've still got stuff we can do. We've still got plenty to do. We've got the coke oven. We need to work out how to get this blast furnace, but I think that is going to be in this range here with the carpenter. Carpenter will give us access to whatever that block is. Bloom. That's steel, presumably. It's full steam ahead. That's going to give me a boiler box and low pressure boiler tank. There's stuff going on there. I think we need to probably get into the pipes because that will give us filtering of some description. I'm not seeing any. Obviously, we've got blood magic still to play with. We've still got Thorncraft to play with. We've got all of the witchery stuff to play with. We still need to get over into these. We need to make ourselves the Mutandis Extremis and all of that stuff. We need to put on the Witcher's Kettle. We still also need to do that. We've got the Triffids. I just need to decide at which point I am going on these things, but we also need to keep these guys busy. That didn't seem to last that long off of the blaze rods, but that's fine. I wasn't really expecting a lot. I mean, combined, that's probably quite a lot of mana. And in fact, if I was sensible about it, what I would probably do is have just 3 of these for now. I may still do that. I might reduce the amount of sparks we're running over here just to have 1 or 2 good pulls. Maybe. On that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.